Right. Interpreters are ready, and we'll begin the homework. There we go. Hi. Okay. Who wants to read number one? Hong Sun does, I can tell.
Yeah, yes, teacher. Uh, Geshe Kawa say that the brief essentials of the instruction are combined within five powers. Name these five powers and explain them briefly. Tibetan track name in Tibetan and explain in English.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's more than one five powers. I remember when I learned this one. Um, and they're awesome. They are real practice. Uh, Basically they are anytime you move position, you think of the Dharma, like your motivation, what you're doing. Um, and all day you try to do good things and just destroy any bad thoughts or deeds that you're doing before they can multiply. Let's look at them. Um, and they take you through your day too, so it's cool. Like when you get up to when you go to bed. Hong Song, read. Hong Song.
I'm sorry, I'm unmute. The five powers. Uh, I read the like top nga.
Yeah, Tong. Good.
Yeah,
Say hi to Nga.
nga, nga.
Yeah, good. Nga means I. Nga means five or before. Okay. Read this.
Uh, a resolutions for the future. When you wake up each day, do so with the decision that you will not waste this day or this year or this life, but rather you will devote your time to destroying the enemy of cherishing yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So the first one they call Pimpa, which means benefit. Does it mean benefit with the oh? Hold on, let me double check. I'm just making sure. Yeah, no. This means to throw. Excuse me. With this letter up front, it means to throw. Um, like project yourself into the future. Project or throw. That makes sense. All right, go ahead, Hong.
Yes. Be accustoming yourself in all your activities of the day, whether you are working somewhere or standing or sitting or sleeping. Think of ways to increase and accustom yourself to the wish for enlightenment.
Yeah, it's probably Gom, right? Accustoming. Yay, Gompa. Gompa. It means to habituate or accustom. And this one,
Yeah, build white seeds,
pure,
pure white seeds, engage in practice such as
engage.
engage in practice such as amassing great good karma and purifying yourself of negative karma in order to increase the power of your wish for enlightenment.
Yeah, good. Yeah, carpo sabun. Uh, yeah, carpo means white, but here it means like virtue or goodness. But literally it's white, and sabun is seeds, just like we always talk about. It's one of the main words for seeds or karmic seeds. Yeah. Um, yeah. Just practice all day. I mean, the best practices are studying emptiness, thinking about emptiness, meditating on emptiness, or teaching emptiness. Okay? You can pick one of those. Or talking about it with your friends at the cafe in Baltimore. Or wherever. All right, read this one, Hong Song.
Destruction, learn to brush the habit of twisting yourself quickly on the head whenever it might arise.
Bam! Don't actually hit yourself. Sunjinpa. It literally means to rip out. Okay. Why do they keep talking about cherishing yourself?
From the first one to the fourth one.
Well, why? Why cherishing yourself? Why does that matter?
Misunderstand about yourself.
No, that's different. That's different
Oh,
than self-cherishing. It's related, but different. Why is that relevant here? Your mic's acting weird, Mike. Try again.
That's where all your thoughts and reflections come from.
I can't hear you. I think it's the cafe noise. You can put it in the chat if you want. Because we're doing Lo Jong. Lo Jong is another word for Sam Ke Bodhicitta. Okay? Um, cherishing yourself is the opposite of bodhicitta. And it doesn't mean being nice to yourself or eating good food or something. It means over all things out, everything else or everyone else, you just care about yourself. Right? That's what's stopping you from Buddhahood. You can you can cherish yourself and be an arhat. Okay? You have to understand emptiness perfectly, but you can be an arhat. Okay. Last one, Hong Song.
yes. Uh, prayer. Pray as you lay down to sleep at night, that all your goodness of the day might be dedicated to increasing the two forms of the wish for enlightenment within your own mind.
Yeah, what do we call this in our tradition? Yeah, Mike's doing it right now. You drinking a coffee? Is it a coffee? Rejoice, Mike. Yeah, this is coffee meditation. Okay. At night we dedicate and we rejoice, etc. You can do it all day too, but it's especially powerful before bed. And that's called Munlam, which just means prayer in Tibetan. Okay, good job, Hong Song. How many questions are there? 7, but they're short at the end. All right, I'll do 3 on my own. Here we go. Ooh, this is the best ever. What were the words that Geshe Chikawa blurted out as he lay near death? Angels! All I see is angels! Paradise! Why? paradise. So Geshe Chikawa, who was, yeah, good job, Mike, who was Lojong master, okay? On his deathbed, he's trying to go to hell because he's like, there's there's infinite beings in hell who need me. I'm going to hell as a bodhisattva. And he tried so hard um to go to hell and sorry, turn off this chat preview. Um he's trying to go to hell and he can't because of course the karma of being a bodhisattva your whole life and teaching the lojong to, I don't know, thousands of people, I guess, is you're not going to hell. And wanting to go to hell to help people is the exact thing that's going to get you to heaven or project your own paradise, right? I skipped one. That's fine. We'll get to it. Uh, Obviously carrying out his own advice and performing the practice of transferring his consciousness in the tradition of the greater way, he yelled out, I was praying that I could pass on to the lowest hell for the sake of helping every living being. It's not working. I can't go. All I can see before me now is the paradise of enlightenment. All right. True Lojong Master. He's upset. He's getting enlightened. All right. Nge. I don't know why it says nga. It should be nge. Nge semchen tamche ki dun. For the sake of I, for the sake of all sentient beings. De narme. De dro wo. I want to go to the lowest hell. Munpar Jekyang. I'm begging, I'm praying, please let me go to the lowest hell. Kyang, but Mindro Arduk. It's not working. I'm not going. Tak Shingi, Nangwa, Sharchung. All I see is heaven in front of me. All right. That won't be me. All right. I'll be like, get the hell out of here. Sorry, y'all. I gotta go. I'll project, I'll emanate back. Don't worry. I forgot number two. Lynn, you read it. Lynn.
I'm so sorry. My hair is so noisy.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yes. The two lines that come next in the rustic are in the root way. These same five are the advice for sending your mind. Carry deep. Name the spiritual practice that this line refer to, and then explain each word of the two lines briefly.
That's fine. Good. Yeah, the two lines that come next in the root text are, in the great way, these same five are the advices. For sending your mind, cherish the act. Okay? They refer to Poa, which is in question 3. I skipped question 2. Read this, Win.
Yes, this refers to how one should perform the practice of transferring one's consciousness, power, and sending one's mind into death. The Bodhisattva's way, the great way of performing this practice is higher than any other way and involves the same five powers, but with a new sense to each of them as follows.
Yeah, I'll read it. Thanks. Yeah, Poa. Poa means to transfer your consciousness to usually to a Buddha paradise at the end of life, okay? So now the first power is still resolutions for the future. How do you say that in Tibetan?
Penpa.
Yay! It's Pempa. To project. Good job, Panitova. Deciding that as you die and further on in the intermediate state and elsewhere, you will never lose the attitude of the wish for enlightenment. Nice. Accustom yourself. Tibetan?
Pompam.
Kompa. Good. This is the most important of all, to be so accustomed to thinking as a bodhisattva that as you die, you continue to have constant thoughts about wishing to reach enlightenment for the sake of others. You have to do this. All right? I don't know. I used to work in this store uh selling Chinese medicine. Um and there was a big acupuncture school in that town, Santa Cruz, California. And many of the students from the acupuncture school would come in, and some teachers and stuff. Anyway, I met everybody and everything, and once in a while people would come in, I would talk to them about, herbs and medicine and stuff. And they would talk about taking like Western drugs, which is fine, I don't mind. But I'm like, but you're an herbalist, you're acupuncturist. And I could tell that they didn't really believe in the medicine. And so when they were really sick, they didn't take it. They would go to the doctor, which is fine. I don't care, but it's interesting how you can say one thing, but to really accustom yourself or really habituate yourself to something is very different. Um, so I don't know. All right. Pure white seeds, offering as you die, everything you possess freely to both higher beings and to the benefit of suffering ones, dedicating everything you had without any feeling of possessiveness, and especially feeling no attachment to your body as you die. Panitova, pure white seeds?
Harpo. Sabun.
Yeah, carpal sabum. Good, very good. Destruction. Confessing as you die all the negative deeds you have ever done, deciding that from then on you will never do them again. And if you are a practitioner of the secret teachings, renewing your vows by entering the secret world yourself, or taking a new empowerment in your final hours. Yeah, I stole one of the Lama's tricks when my dad was dying, because both me and Geshe's dad were in war. They were veterans, and he said when his dad died, he he basically tricked him into confessing and to purify. He said, "Dad, what about all that stuff you did in war? Would you hurting people? Would you do that again? Do you feel bad about it?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I feel bad. I wouldn't do that again." Confession done. So when my dad was dying, I did the same thing. I was like, "Yeah, father, what about Vietnam? Like, do you feel bad about hurting people?" He's like, "Yeah, I feel bad, you know." And I was like, "Okay, done." You know? So obviously do it yourself. If you can trick some people into it too, that's nice. Okay. Destruction, what's that? Panitova.
Sunjinpa.
What does Sunjinpa literally mean?
Rip out.
Ooh. What does it have connotations of?
Sorry, I don't understand you.
It has connotations of really horrible things like rape. Like it doesn't just mean destroy, it means like totally like thrash. Anyway, don't worry about it. E, prayer. To pray not that you yourself might go to a Buddha realm, but rather that in dying you could take all the pain and bad deeds and spiritual obstacles of other living beings, and to pray as well that you might be able to reach the real wish for enlightenment. Okay, this is advanced trick. All right? Don't try it unless you feel advanced. Seriously. If you're really suffering, like having a really hard time, uh, which if you're a yogi, you will, okay? Um, sometimes, I fight it for a while, then I'm like, you know what? I was like, just give me the rest of the pain too. Why not? I'm already in horrible pain. I'll take all the rest, you know? Uh, and it's powerful. It's a powerful antidote, ironically, to want to take the pain of the world away. Because you can't not go to a Buddha paradise. Okay? If you have the seeds, you will go. But the idea is that you want to help people in the deepest way. It is said that, oh, what's prayer, Miss Panitova?
Menlam.
Yeah, Munlam, good. Perfect. It is said that if possible, one should lie down and pass on as Lord Buddha did, quietly resting on one's right side, thinking of what will bring good to others. This is cherishing the act. Yeah, there's this whole pose like this. You see the Buddha statues, like kind of like Mike right now. There, don't move, Mike. Yeah, like that. The Buddha statues in Thailand, you ever see him? And he's like this, like laying down. Uh, those, because that's how he went into his final nirvana. Okay, when the Buddha passed from this world, he went like this. He laid like that. So there's a practice to try to lay like that. I tried it when I did this course. It's annoying. You can't really rest, and your elbow is pointy, so you're like, and then I tried it against the wall, and I was like, okay, maybe if I lean, but it hurts. Your wrist starts hurting because it's not used to your big fat head. So I'm like, ugh, I'm like, my wrist, my elbow. So I did it for like 10 minutes and then went to bed. Geshe talks about doing it too. I don't know. You should try. Don't hurt yourself. All right. Number 4. All right, Panitova. Tibetan master, read this.
Explain one by one the next 4 lines of the root text briefly. All Dharma comes down to a single point. There are 2 judges. Keep the main one. Be joy alone in an unbroken stream. It's there when you can keep it unsinking.
Yeah. Well, having a student like Panitova, I understand how Geshe feels. You want to be happy that they know so much, but it's also annoying because then they know everything. So don't worry, I'll figure some stuff out you don't know. So all dharma comes down to a single point. Karma and emptiness. There are 2 judges, keep the main one. Do good deeds. Be joy alone in unbroken stream. Don't lose your joy. It's there when you can keep it unthinking. Understanding emptiness. Emptiness is always there. Mm. Read this, Panitova.
The single point means that all Dharma comes down to working against the tendency to cherish oneself. The 2 judges are oneself and others. The main judge of how your practice is going is yourself. The main judge of whether something is Dharma is whether it helps fix the mental afflictions or not. The judge of whether your practice of Dharma is successful is whether or not your mental afflictions get less.
Done. Nothing else matters. Okay? Seriously. Uh, it's my karma to see practitioners thinking a lot and not practicing. It's trash. It's worthless. There's a thinking stage. You should think. You should contemplate. You should be logical. And then immediately take it into action. Immediately. You don't have time. People die every day. You have no idea how much time you have. You have a great opportunity. You don't even have to come to a teaching anymore. You just sit at home in your underwear and listen to Geshe or me or whoever give teachings. Do you know how powerful that is? Or anyone, or any lama, or anything. You could listen to the amount of teachings on the knowledge base. You could listen to Geshe Michael speak for days without end, right? But is that what you do? No. You're on Netflix. Be joy alone means that if you do not get some money, don't have a lot of worries about keeping it or making it more. If you don't get any money, don't make yourself unhappy looking for it. Whether good or bad things happen to you, turn it into a path of Dharma. If something really bad happens, look carefully into why it came and don't be unhappy. All right? This is Kadampa. They are the most hardcore, okay? They are like I don't know, first generation practitioners are usually the most hardcore. If you get your religion from your parents or something, usually those people aren't that hardcore. Okay? People who are hardcore are people who take up a practice that their whole culture doesn't know about and they work hard, all right? Um, and so yeah, you have to go. There was times that I had no money, practice the Dharma with no money. Ask Nick. I had to borrow his car. I had nothing. I had a piggy bank. I had to break open to buy money for the bus pass so I could pay to go see Geshe or help Geshe in Phoenix, which is, I don't want to bash Phoenix, but Phoenix is horrible. Okay, it's horrible. All right, I had nothing, but I just practiced. I just did my ACI. I just meditated. I just taught. And one day, Geshe-la's like, "You want a translator job?" I'm like, "Yes, get me out of this hell." He's like, "Okay, okay, okay." The last line means that your practice of Lojong is successful when, like a skilled horse rider, you do it well even without thinking. It has become completely natural, and if someone suddenly yells at you or even hits you, you automatically recall yourself and never react negatively. I don't do this all the time, okay? It's hard. But someone did hit me. They punched me right in the face. And I just was like, all my Dharma just kicked in. Master Shantideva was right in my head. And I was like, thank you, Geshe. But it was just Master Shantideva in my head. Like, and I just helped them as I could. And they were really mad, but I don't know. All right. Number 5. Daria, what are you doing?
I'm listening.
Read this.
What does the root text mean when it say, figure out both and free yourself?
Yeah, I don't know what that one means. You read it. I can guess, but we're running out of time. Read this.
Mhm. It means first to study how you got mental affliction in the past, which ones are problem for you, what kinds of thoughts set them off, and what kinds of people or objects
Incite them.
inside them. Then study how you are going to avoid this in the future, even the smallest ones.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if your practice of karma and emptiness is not that strong. Just avoid certain people. All right. This is one of my jobs. I help people with their mental afflictions, and we figure out strategies for changing how they live to more effective ones so that they can um, further their practice faster. It just takes some skill. You got to be smart about it. All right. Thanks, Daria. Loan, read number 6, please.
Yes. What does the root text mean when it says, "Stop thinking about how wonderful you are"?
Probably because you're not that wonderful. Read this.
Yeah. It means don't think you are so great just because you are fulfilling your duty of serving others. Remember that one, living beings desperately need your help, and two, you have already sworn to help them, so just do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't be thinking you're all great because you held the door open for some old lady, okay? Um, it's your job, okay? All right, cool. Last one. Thanks, Loan. I'll just read it. 7. What does the root text mean when it says don't expect any thanks? Oh yeah, this is the worst. It means don't expect any thanks. It means if living beings understood to thank you, they would already be bodhisattvas that were doing it. The reason they don't thank you is because they don't understand that they're suffering or what's going to happen to them in the first place. That's like expecting my 2-year-old to thank me for paying the rent. She doesn't even know what rent is, much less. All right. Do your Lojong practice without expecting any help, any good words from others, or any thought of reputation or fame. Okay? And if you get a little bit of thanks, um, then then it's fine. But if you expect some thanks, you're gonna be very disappointed. I have a 2-year-old and teenagers. They're just like, eh. Gimme, gimme. I want. Yeah, I'm like, you're happy I'm Buddhist? I have never hit my kids. All right. I know. Mike, do you ever see that Chris Rock? People always talking about what they but happy about stuff they're supposed to do. Do you remember that one? I'm not in jail. You're not supposed to be in jail. Sorry. All right, I'm gonna go. Everybody have a good day. Sorry I'm a little late. I have to do things for my kids in the morning, so if I'm a little late, that's why. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, translators.